We're learning new details today about the horrific shooting in Missouri of a black teenager just for ringing the doorbell at the wrong house while going to pick up his younger brothers. The alleged shooter, 84-year-old Andrew Lester, is now in police custody, facing 2 felony charges for assault in the first degree and armed criminal action. The county prosecutor said there was a racial component to the shooting, but did not elaborate. The incident happened last Thursday when Lester allegedly fired at 16-year-old Ralph Yarl through a locked glass door, shooting him twice and telling him, quote, "Don't come back around here." He claims the teen was attempting to break in. Lester was briefly taken into custody Friday, but released hours later without being immediately charged. Yarl's family attorney says that after being shot, despite bleeding from a head wound, the teen managed to run, banging on the doors of at least 3 neighbors, begging for help. At the third home, a neighbor told Yarl to lie on the ground and put his hands in the air, as if he was the perpetrator, not the victim. Ralph Yarl complied, and then he passed out. He was eventually taken to the hospital. Ralph Yarl is fortunately alive. He is now recovering at home, being cared for by his mom, who luckily is a nurse. Last night, he spoke on the phone with President Biden, who reaffirmed his commitment to fight gun violence and invited him to the White House. While today, students and faculty from his high school walked out in support of their classmate, chanting, "We love you, Ralph," and "Justice for Ralph." Joining me now is Faith Spoonmore, Ralph's aunt, and Ben Crump, civil rights attorney and attorney for the Yarl family. Thank you for being here. Ms. Spoonmore, thank you so much. I have seen your and reposted your interviews on social media and on television. You are such an incredible advocate for your adorable, adorable nephew. Please tell us about him. What is he like?
Oh, my gosh. Can we just take a second and just acknowledge how much love he's receiving? Because that is just beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, seeing his school, that totally melted his heart today. Like, I can't even speak. Oh. Okay, Ralph. Ralph is doing really well. Ralph is doing really, really well. He's loving the love that he's getting from everyone. He is, of course, he's not back to Ralph, but he's alive and he's healthy. He's just, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just overwhelming. It's overwhelming.
I have to also ask how his little brothers are doing, his little twin brothers he went to go pick up, because this is a family trauma. How are they doing?
They are very happy to still have Ralph. They really are. I remember when I went to pick them up from the hospital after the incident, there was a lot of but anti-faith. He went for us kind of thing where they were internalizing it a lot.
Yeah. And
I just reassured them, like, it is not because of you, sweetie. This did not happen because he went to pick you up. That is not why it happened. Yeah. It happened because of a very bad person. It had nothing to do with you.
Absolutely, 100%. And what was it like for Ralph to talk to the president?
Oh, he loved every minute of it. He's one of those people who's like, no matter what is going on, he's always like, what is the big deal? You know, it's like he's so humble. And when he was on the phone, he's like, it's the president. I'm like, yeah, it is the president. So it was just like, it took him back, but it's hard to explain him because he was so chill about it. He laughed at his jokes. Yeah. They had a great conversation.
Well, we love having you, but I also want to play Mama. Let me play Mom. This is Cleo Nagbe, and I'm going to play what she had to say about her wonderful boy and how he's doing.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I talked to his pediatrician, and she said, so the CT said that there is just minimal fragments of the bullet in his brain. And I said, yes. And she's like, how? And I said, I don't know how. And she's like, bless God. And that's all I could say, because if she doesn't understand how, I don't understand how.
Well, God, that's how. You know, Ben Crump, my friend, my brother, we come together to do this far too often. But in this case, thank God this young boy is alive. Talk to us about this neighborhood, because as infuriating as the gunshot was, the neighbor who put this boy on the ground as if he was a criminal rather than help a child. What is going on, and what happened to the immediate arrest we were supposed to see after so many incidents like this? Why did it take so long for that man to be arrested?
You know, Joy, we all know it. It's two Americas. And when it comes to justice, when Black people get shot or brutalized. And thank God for his Aunt Faith, who went on social media and started making the case, because they meant to sweep this under the rug. And people like Lee and Sean and I followed Faith's lead. And I want to say publicly to her, you know, everybody should have a praying, fighting aunt like you, Faith, to make sure that they never marginalize our children. And I mean, he was marginalized by the shooter. He's marginalized by the neighbor who makes him put his hands out, even though he's been shot twice. And it goes to this scourge of gun violence, where people shoot first and ask questions later. What are we coming to in America when young people hit the wrong doorbell and you profile and shoot them? It happened to Ryan Modell in Florida. I mean, it's just happening far too often, Joy, and we gotta love our children versus profiling our children.
Yeah, I mean, who goes to the door with a gun in their hand because you don't recognize who is that? Who does that? What kind of a person does that? Why no hate crimes charge? And do you expect a hate crimes charge, Ben?
Well, obviously, he talked to the president. Don't know if the Department of Justice will look at it or not. But I know, based on Missouri law, they felt that these were the highest charges they could give him. We don't know what those racial the components are yet that the prosecutor talked about. They keep saying there was a racial aspect to it. Well, we need to know that, and that would answer the question, Joy Reid, whether there should be hate crime charges brought.
Faith, I'm going to give you the last word here. Did the police explain to you what they meant by racial component? Because that seems like a very murky thing to say when this is a young Black child and a white shooter. Yeah, there's a racial component. Were they more specific with the family?
No, they were not. We had a meeting today, and it was still just as blurry. Yeah, they attempted to explain it, but it was just as muddy. So, no.
Well, Miss Faith, I agree. Everybody should have a praying, fighting auntie like you. You have been a warrior for your nephew. You are how I know about this case, because I actually think I saw it on Ben's social media, but I saw you, sister. So God bless you, your family. Please tell Mama that we love this young man. If he's ever in New York, we want him to come to 30 Rock and take a tour, or if he's in D.C., he can do it there. What a great kid. I've heard so much about him from you. He's smart, he's wonderful, and he's going to be all right.